Okay. So now we'll move on to the questions from the gallery. And again, it's 1 minute each. The first question, city budget needs more revenues. What taxes and assessments will you support raising? And we'll start with Glenn Sylvester.
Wow. What was that? Okay.
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay. There are various ways to raise. I'm against raising taxes. I am against raising taxes on parcels because, and sales taxes especially. How little do folks know that if we were to raise our sales tax, even though we only get back 1%, the rest goes to the state. And the problem there is the state is depending on us to provide additional services. We need to make sure that before we raise any of these taxes, we take a hard look. Maybe a business tax, but nothing on the community. I would be opposed to it. Nothing on the community, but big new businesses, a consideration, a business tax. Thank you.
Thank you. Braxton Lethco.
So I don't support increasing sales tax. I talked a little bit earlier about a competitive advantage. Even if, economically speaking, if you increased your sales tax just a fraction above everyone else, then you don't have a competitive advantage against those other people. And so by you increasing this 0.01% of sales tax, you will lose more than that in business because people will buy their goods in the city next door to you. Okay? So sales tax is off the table. I also don't think that we're in a position to raise taxes on businesses. We are in a position where we need to bring more businesses in. So I think the equation needs to be changed. As a math teacher, I think it's not about raising the taxes for specific parties or people. I think it's more about bringing more businesses and sustainable tax entities into the equation. That way the pie is bigger so that we're not having this conversation every 4 years about cutting stuff.
Thank you.
So I've gone through
Hold on. Sorry. We need to put the timer on. Okay, Gabriella Makstman.
So I've gone through the list of all of the businesses that have recently applied for use tax permits, and I've called every single one of them to understand their relationship with the city. And let me tell you, the city has a horrible reputation with the business community. This is why there are almost no new businesses coming into Daly City. So you can raise the taxes, you can raise the sales tax, you can raise the business tax, but that's not going to fix the revenue problem because these businesses are going to continue not coming here and wanting to open up shop here. It's just a fact. And what we need to do in Daly City is we need to make it more business friendly. And by raising taxes on businesses or sales tax, you're not going to get that result. It just doesn't work that way based on economics. And it's been shown time and time again. So it's a little bit of a misnomer that you can raise your revenue through taxes. It just doesn't work that way. And I wouldn't support that, but I would support creative other ways of looking into how to bring in more business here into the city.
Thank you. Juslyn Manalo.
Thank you. So I do believe that we need to look into creating a hotel tax and finding a way to bring in a hotel with a conference center within Daly City, because that would be a tax that can actually go into the shortfall that we're having today. Right, so I think that's a realistic kind of avenue we can go towards, but also, and so that we don't have to go and towards a parcel tax. But when needed, I think we need to go towards a parcel tax. If, for instance, having to restore our public safety, such as Measure V, and also increasing and making sure that we continue to invest in our youth, such as Measure T, right? And so in those situations, that's where I feel strongly that we need to, bring the taxes, because these are essential services.
Sorry, that's time. Sorry.